Welcome back, Freedom Savers. So, yeah, the move's over. I moved out of my 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage house and moved in with a buddy of mine and got a roommate for a lot cheaper. Trying to save for retirement, as you know, and this is going to make a big difference. Unfortunately, May has been a nightmare trying to get that house taken care of and out of there. It cost me, I think I added up to about $2,500 just to move out of that house. It may cost a little more depending on what the landlord charges me. So basically, 2,500 to 3 grand just to move out of a house. Insane. I downsized. I got rid of all my junk and all my shit. I didn't sell them, any of it really. I gave anything really valuable to the ex-wife. She took it to New Mexico. She's planning on selling it there. Other stuff, I'm being stored there, but most of it I don't care about. I mean, once I live years without it, then I'm not going to miss it anyway, right? So I'm losing a lot of money just by not selling stuff. But maybe she'll sell something and I'll get a little bit out of it. But yeah, I'm in the new place. I'm liking it. It's definitely cheaper. I have less room, of course, some adjustments to make, but overall, it's good. I'm happy. So finance-wise, what have I done? Well, let's take a look at monthly expenses for now. So I'm using YNAB. If you don't use YNAB, I highly suggest it. I'm not promoting them. I'm not giving you any links or anything for it. But you need a budget is what it stands for. It's YNAB. It's the best budgeting software out there. It costs like $80 a year or something. I don't know. For me, I'm grandfathered in at $50 a year. Anyways, great software to track your expenses. But I'm just using a spreadsheet right here to give you an idea of what I'm paying. I've got $400 for renting this room. I've got $240 budgeted for food. I don't know whether I can meet that yet or not. I think I can live on $240 a month, but it may actually be higher. Gas in cars $140 right now. That's fine with the gas prices. So it might go up in the future, but for now it's good. My cell phone bill is $80. It's actually 70 something, but I budget 80 for it. I do have AAA, which I pay about $834 a month on. My insurance is a big thing. So when I moved to this location, I guess it's not as good of a neighborhood. So the price, my insurance jumped dramatically. It went from like, for 2 vehicles, $800 for 6 months to $1,100 for every 6 months, which is just kind of insane. So I finally got my DD-214 from the military. Well, kind of. They sent me copies that were totally unreadable, but they gave me forms that act as a DD-214. And anyway, long story short, I signed up for USAA, which dramatically dropped my insurance rate and actually gave me better insurance and better coverage. So I'm paying $141 a month for that. I'm still paying for YouTube Red because commercials waste my time and time is valuable. And to me, it's just worth it. Amazon, I pay for Amazon Prime. That's my main form of entertainment. Safety deposit box. I'm actually canceling this, but the bank won't actually close it until they know the contents are empty and I don't have the keys. I don't know what happened to them. I put them away and they weren't there. So, but I had nothing in it, I don't think. So, cigarettes, I do still smoke, but I roll my own. It's only costing me about $60 a month, which is very cheap for smoking. I have a $200 buffer every month just for stuff I didn't budget for, maybe. That surprise little expenses that may come up here and there. If something costs more than expected, that type of stuff. Gifts for my kids. I give them money on their birthday and Christmas, so I budget $100 a month for that. Car maintenance, I currently have it at $110. It might be more, it might be less, I don't know. I probably should put more in it, but for now it's at $110 a month. I'm just putting that money aside for car maintenance, and my car is way overdue for maintenance and I need to get it done. YNAB, which is my software, my budgeting software over here. $417. tax preparation. So at the end of the year, I do TurboTax, and I do use the pay version. And so anyways, long story short, I'm saving $11.67 a month for that. Vehicle registration, I'm saving $31.66 a month, just to add up. So once a year, I could pay that registration. Maybe it's every 2 years, something like that. So it could actually be about half of that, really. Medical expenses, I'm saving $100 a month just for medical expenses. I know I've got to go to the dentist next month, but they already told me that that's just kind of a follow-up and a quick cleaning, which they're giving me a discount. It should only be like 76 bucks. But anyway, I'm saving $100 a month for that, just for a little medical emergency fund. P&M is an electric company in New Mexico. It's currently in my name, even though it's for the ex-wife. I just put a little money there just to help cover something in case she can't. It's more just money added to my emergency fund is what it is, because I shouldn't need to spend this. Travel budget, I do plan on making some trips to Mexico since I'm thinking about retiring there. And so I need to start saving a travel budget. So I am saving $100 a month for that. And electricity, I am paying basically half the electricity at this location. And so my average at the other house was about $200 a month. So I'm saving about $100 a month here on electricity. So overall, my monthly expenses with all the savings and emergency fund type stuff and just the extras that I'm prepping for, even though I may or may not end up spending that money, such as the medical fund and this P&M fund, and car maintenance may not be as much or stuff like that. So with all these other things, it's technically saved money. So I'm really saving more than 55% of my paycheck. I'm probably saving closer to 65, maybe even more. But those are going into separate little buckets for possible expenses. So with those separate buckets included and everything, my monthly expenses right now are about $1,951.49, which is pretty good. It puts me yearly spending $23,417.88. So not too bad. I did up my 401k contribution. A month ago, I upped it from 6%, which was my company matches 3% of that, basically 50% of 6%. So it's been at 6% for a long time. I upped it from 6% to 15% during the move. And then that's because I paid off the 401k loan. And now that the 401k loan's paid off and the move is done, then I've upped my contributions to my 401k to 32% of my income. And that should allow me to max it for the year with $19,000 in the 401k. Plus my Roth is already maxed for the year with $6,000 in it. So that's $25,000 saved this year. Next year I turn 50 and I will be able to save $32,000, I think. So it'll be $19,000 plus $6,000 makeup contribution to 401k. So that's $25,000, and then $7,000 to a Roth. Yeah, $32,000. So my plan for the next 5 years after this year is to save not $25,000 but $32,000 minimum, guys. I'm thinking about getting a second job as well, because overtime is not that readily available right now at work. So I'm thinking about maybe doing some Uber Eats deliveries, that type of thing. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you guys use any of those apps like dog walking or food delivery or just taxi service type services apps? If you guys use those as a second job or anything, let me know how that's working out for you. I'm really interested I'm thinking about doing that. It's more maintenance on the car, more wear and tear. There's pluses and minuses to it all. But anyway, I'm looking into that. But overall, you can see this is my current setup. I'm saving over 50% of my income, probably closer to 65% when you count some of these other stuff that I'm probably not actually going to spend. But overall, my monthly expenses with funding those buckets is $1,951. Without funding those buckets, I was actually able to get this under $1,500. a month to live on. So as long as I can live on $240 a month in food, I'll be good. So we'll see. Just so you know, this is what YNAB looks like. It's pretty cool. You can set up the categories any way you like, anyhow you like, and each month your buckets will fill up, and if it'll roll over from month to month. So let's say like my travel expenses are at 600 right now. Well, next month in July, it'll be at 700 because I added 100, and next month it'll be 800, etc., etc. So it's pretty cool. It shows the age of money. Basically, you want to be spending money from at least 30 days ago, so you're not living paycheck to paycheck, that type of stuff. And of course, I'm spending money from me selling my silver and whatnot, and paychecks, of course. So I just started this budget about 7 days ago, maybe 10 days ago. So that's why the age of money only shows that, but it'll obviously be 3 months worth. So my plan, if you look, my emergency fund, I have $5,000 in cash sitting in the bank. Okay. Yeah, I have $5,000 sitting in the bank. So that's half of my emergency fund, because I want my emergency fund to be at least $10,000. So the other half of the emergency fund is actually 3 months of expenses. So all of June is covered. Without me getting a paycheck, I'm covered for June. Same thing for all July, covered. Same thing for all August, covered. So I've got 3 months of expenses already paid for without getting a paycheck. And then September, I just started funding. Since I had $1,100 already budgeted for auto insurance, for 6 months of auto insurance, now that I've dropped my auto insurance, I've decided to go month to month and just pay it every month instead of every 6 months, because I don't get a discount for paying every 6 months, so might as well keep the money. So instead, I'm just budgeting the money every month, and so I took the $1,100 I had and I rebudgeted, because it went back to be budgeted, and I just rebudgeted it and put the money into September. So I'm almost 4 months of expenses covered. The only thing I don't have is like my buffer of $200, some moving expenses, the extra money, the saved money that I don't have. It's the only thing not covered right now for September. So I'm technically 4 months of expenses covered, on top of the $5,000 for emergency fund. So that really adds up to about $10,500 if I added all this up, I think. I mean, if you think about it, so my expenses were $1951, right? So if we pull this up a calculator here, $1951 times 3 months plus $5,000 is already $10,853. You add that fourth month in there of, we'll say it's at $1,700. I've basically got an emergency fund of $12,500. So that's a pretty good emergency fund. I'm happy with that. Anyways, that's the current status of that. Let's hop into net worth. How about that? So details wise, I did open a new brokerage account. I decided, I've been giving advice to my buddy and to my roommate and to other people about what to invest in and move. My buddy's currently with, well, I'm not going to say what brokerage. Well, yeah, I will. He's with Edward Jones. And looking at his investments and the funds they're putting him in, they put him in very high expense ratio mutual funds. Of course, they're making a commission on this stuff. They're salesmen, and they have fees for everything. Over the long run, they're going to be taking a lot of money out of his account for fees. So he is converting his money over to Vanguard. I suggested he just invest in VTSAX for now, which is the total stock market index fund, Admiral shares from Vanguard. If you know about the fire community, that is the mutual fund, or should I say index fund, to invest in. It is also the largest, I believe, index fund in the world, or at least the United States. Anyways, I also decided, you know what? I want to invest in that too, just for the hell of it. I love Vanguard for many reasons. One, it's basically non-profit because its funds own it. It's only broker set up that way. Anyways, I opened up a Vanguard taxable account, and I put the minimum purchase for VTSAX in there, which was $3,000. So I purchased it for $3,000. Of course, stock market has dropped a little bit, and I'm down a little bit. It's $29.46 is the value right now. But I did open that taxable account. So these are all my portfolios. The random portfolio is closed. This is the M1 Finance taxable account. It's currently valued at $107.15. I actually have 110 deposited because $10 was a referral. So I'm actually down on that. Monthly dividends was closed. Aggressive dividends was closed. And when they took the money out, apparently I somehow end up in negative at 8 cents. No debt alloved's closed. Roth IRA, I currently have $11,507.68. This was up by about 6% until the market started going down. Now I am barely in the positive because I've actually deposited $11,500 into that. Best Beginner was closed, and zero expense ratio from Fidelity. I had $15,000 invested in there. It currently has dropped all the way down to $14,100 now. So there's that. And then the Vanguard taxable, and then bumped, which I didn't include previously in previous videos, but it's a little bumped app where if you use the linked credit card, then it gives you free stock for wherever you shop. Anyway, I'm signing up on that. Been signing up on that for a while, but I've only got $16 worth of stock sitting in there. Total value of my portfolios is $28,684.83. Cash-wise, cash includes all the money I have in cash in my wallet, all the money I have in bank accounts, because I have multiple bank accounts. I have my main checking account. I have a simple bank account, which is an online bank. I have a Cash App where, since I did sell my mountain bike, and a buddy from work is actually paying me in a little bit at a time. So I've got like $155 sitting in the Cash App, that type of stuff. So that's just what I consider cash. So I have $16,710 in cash. The 401k does not have a loan anymore. It's completely paid off. The value of the 401k has dropped from $109,000 recently, in like a week, down to $105,000. You take taxes of 11.5% off that, assuming that I withdraw enough just to pay that 12% tax bracket. Then it averages out to be 11.5% in taxes. Then the value of the 401k is actually after tax worth around $93,522. Debt-wise, of course, I have zero debt. So this $103.77 is just what's currently charged on the credit cards. Of course, that's paid off all the time. So if we look at the summary here, there's all the calculations, and my total net worth is $138,784.38, which has dropped this past week from when I actually started put the tracking in. Because if you come to tracking on 5/29, which was 3-4 days ago, I was at 148.48, and that's taking into account taxes from the 401k. And it's dropped, of course, because I haven't been paid and I've been spending money. So there is that. So that's my current net worth. That's the current situation. I'm moved. The nightmare of moving is almost over. They've got to do the house inspection on Tuesday. Then they're going to send me a certified letter with all the details of the crap they're going to try to charge me for, keep my deposit, or give me my deposit back. The inspector said she'll call me when she goes to the house and try to give me a heads up on that, so I'm not just surprised with a certified letter and say, hey, you owe us millions of dollars. So anyways, there is that. So that's what's been going on this month, guys. I know I'm not making a lot of videos right now. I'm trying to put out at least once a month. But I will try to do more. There's not a lot for me to put out. I mean, tell me what you're interested in, because honestly, I've learned as much as I feel I need to learn about investing at this point. I mean, I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means, but I'm not doing like advanced strategies. I love dividend investing. My Roth is 100% dividend investing. That one, of course, you have to look at financials, balance statements, all that good stuff. And I have videos on that. So, of course, that's my main portfolio. But again, dividend investing can be completely passive, just like an index fund. Once you have it set up, it's not that much maintenance. You just got to go back and make sure that they pay the dividends. And the companies that, as long as you're well diversified, like I am with 100 stocks, so each one's only 1% of the portfolio. If I miss news that, oh no, so there's bad news here, and they're going to end up cutting their dividend, and then that stock drops because people are selling off, I'm not going to have much heads up, even if I'm monitoring that every single day and looking at the news and reading all the garbage that could influence my financial, my investing decisions. So it's all noise, because the first thing, the chance of me reading other stuff and getting an idea in my head that maybe I should do something different in my portfolio, the chances of that aren't real high for me because I'm pretty, disciplined. I'm pretty disciplined in that manner. But it's possible with that much information coming to my head that I may make a investment decision based on all this news coming into my head every single day. And it's probably not the right decision. You read bad articles about a company, next thing you know, you're selling that stock. You read good ones, you're buying more of that stock. That type of stuff. So I don't really want that noise in my head. The best way to build wealth over long term is just to consistently save and not look at your fucking portfolio. Really, that's it. Passive investing is the way to do it. Anyway, I'm not going to get into the whole debate about passive investing versus active investing and all that good stuff. You guys know how that works. If you don't, you can Google it. But anyway, the point is index investing is not that active. You don't have to be that active. With 1%, with each position being only 1% of my portfolio, if one or two companies cut their dividend because recession is coming, whatever, if they cut their dividend, it's not affecting my overall portfolio much. And I'm going to lose money no matter what. If I'm watching the news constantly every day, I'm not going to be able to fucking sell before everyone else. It's just not going to happen. You're going to lose money. So me monitoring it isn't going to do me any good. So my thing is make sure they pay me my dividend. Because as long as they're paying the dividend, I don't give a shit what the price does, right? So once they cut that dividend, then I need to make a decision. I need to go look at what happened, evaluate the situation, decide if I'm going to keep the stock and hold out, or whether I'm going to sell it and replace it with a different stock to pay me more dividends, a better position. But over the long run, it's less than 1% of my portfolio. So why do I have to be active and freaking out and watching the news and oh no, I need to pay attention to this. I need to keep an eye on this stock because, news has this in it. Why? No. I'm a big fan of two things. Index investing, it's passive. And it beats managed investing most of the time. And dividend investing. So building that dividend income. And that can also be passive, as long as you just check your portfolios once in a while. As a matter of fact, this month I've been so busy in May moving and dealing with all the stress, and I've just been a ball of stress the entire freaking month, that I haven't even been updating my spreadsheets every day. And I track every penny normally. And even when I did update them, like the dividend tracking and all that, it shows I have the balance, whether my portfolio is balanced or not. In other words, whether I know where every penny went. Well, most of my portfolios are no, it's not balanced because I haven't been tracking dividends and everything to the penny. So, I mean, I become much more passive even with my Roth and my dividend portfolio. Just letting the money do what it's going to do. And I may continue doing that because it's much less stressful. And just every once in a while I'll go in there and I'll make sure I catch up on everything. But anyways, that's the situation right now. Those are the accounts I have. I have quite a few accounts, but honestly I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 active brokerage accounts. And it's not too much. I like it. And I've got some diversification in there. So anyways, I don't know what else to say at this point. The move's over. I'm here. Finances are doing good at this point. I do have some expenses, but I've also got stuff saved for them. And yeah, that's it. And again, if you don't know what YNAB is, look into it. You need to budget. All right, guys, take care. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you liked the video, hit that like button for me. If you want to hear any specific type of information, anything that you're interested in, you have any questions, just drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions on this video or any other video I've made. And if you know anyone else that might be interested in this video, please be sure to share it on your social media and share the knowledge. Thanks, guys.